So let us start, guys. Let us start with respect to page object model today. Okay. So page object model, right? The page object model is basically a design pattern in Selenium used for automating UI test. It is a design pattern, okay, and it creates a separate Java class for each page of the application under test and encapsulating the pages elements, the page element and behaviors in that particular class. Okay, see, page object model. Page object model is also called as POM. Okay, the page object model is basically a design pattern in Selenium which is used for automating UI tests. Okay, it creates a separate Java class for each page of the application under test, encapsulating the page element and behavior in that particular class. Okay, now let us try to understand this particular page object model with our old application. Okay, see, for example, if we are trying to consider here, okay, see, now in this particular step definition we have written the elements that belongs to this particular register page, right? What are the elements or what are the XPath that belongs to this page? This page is first name and last name, right? I'll inspect, I'll try to show you what are the XPath that we are trying to use here. Control F, Control V. See, this is the first name, right? And this is the last name. This is the elements of which page? Of register page. Now, for example, consider we have written some other XPath. Like for example, once after we entering the send keys with respect to first name and last name, I will click on the particular web table button. Okay, so web table button will open me some other set of elements which belongs to this particular page. Okay, instead of opening web table, let us try to open interaction. Okay, let us try to click directly on interactions button, which will open as drag and drop, right? So no direct widgets will also not happen. Switch to will also not help us. Okay, let us do like this. Okay, let us try to first enter the first name and last name. Okay, once we complete the entering the first name and last name, let us try to navigate to switch to and click. Let us try to click on alerts. Okay, let us try to automate this, and then I will explain how the page object model will be helpful in our case. Okay. Okay, now for that, what I have to do, I have to first make use of switch to. So in order to hover over switch to, which class will help us in Selenium? Actions class will help us. Okay, so for that, what I will do, let us try to create one more step in, let us try to open one more step with respect to feature file. Right click, show in package explorer. Okay, so this is the particular project that we are using. So in this project we have written the feature file in the features section, right? So this is the feature that we have written. Now let me try to enter something, and user navigates to which page? Let us try to navigate to alerts page. Okay, user navigates to alerts page, right? This is the step feature that we have written. Now let us try to write the step definition for this. So in order to write the step definition, we'll make use of @and then we'll try to describe this. Okay, and then we'll try to make use of one particular method. Let me write public void navigate to alerts. Okay, so this is one particular method that we have created in which we will be writing the step definition. For the feature step, user navigates to alerts page. Okay, so let me try to import. So let me try to import this and from cucumber.java.en. Okay, so once we have done, let us try to make use of actions class. Actions class will help us in performing the other complex operations with respect to Selenium. Like for example, scroll, move to an element, drag and drop. So all those operations can be performed with the help of actions. Okay, so let us try to pass this particular driver here. So this is done. And now what we have to do, we have to make use of actions. So let me try to create action. Okay, action dot move to element, right? This is the element, move to element, and we have to make use of a web element by dot xpath. Instead of this, let me try to first identify that particular element. So I'll make use of driver dot find element by dot xpath, right? Something like this. And let me try to take the xpath for this particular web element. That is this. Okay, so we have to navigate to alerts, right? So switch to is the particular web element, right? Inspect. So let me try to take switch to as the text with anchor tag a slash a text is equals to switch to, right? This is the tag one finding. Now I'll write it here. Okay, now the next thing that I have to do is I have to pass this particular web element, that is switch to this particular move to element perform. Okay, and let us try to write it as dot build dot perform. So this will mouse hover, right? Dot build dot perform. So now we have created scrolling. So once the scrolling is done, we have to perform a click on alerts, right? So let us try to take the elements alerts. So this is the alerts, again an anchor tag slash a text is equals to anchor. Okay, so one finding. Now what I'll do, I have to make use of click. So for that, I'll directly make use of this particular web element. Okay, and instead of this xpath, I'll try to pass it over here. So what this will do, this will try to perform a click, okay, on that particular web element. So once we have clicked on alerts, now we are in the alerts page, right? We are in the alerts page. So now once we are here, what we have to do is we have to make use of we have to click the button to display an alert box. Let us try to do this. Let us just try to click. Okay, right click, inspect, and then what I have to do, I have to use this. Okay, so I have to use this. So let me try to take the xpath. So this is the text, control C, control F, slash button, and let me make use of contains text, comma, this particular text. Okay, so this is the button that we want to click. Okay, so let me try to do this. Driver dot find element by dot xpath, like this, xpath dot click. Okay, so this we have done, right? So here we are not only navigating to the alert page, we are even trying to perform a click and click on alert and click on alert. Let us try to give this particular name for this particular step. Okay, I'll just try to replace. Okay, now what we have done, we have created a step definition for one more step. That is, first we will try to launch the website. Okay, we'll go to this particular page, we'll enter first name, last name, then we'll go to switch to, then from here we'll click on alerts, and from alerts we'll click on this. So have we done any concept of page object model still? No, we have not done, right? Okay, so let us try to see this. What is the advantage of page object model, right? So page object model is, before going to that, just try to understand here. See, this particular XPath that we have written, right? This particular XPath belongs to which page on the UI? Belongs to register page. This is that page that it belongs, right? This is the register page. So this particular XPath belongs to register page, right? And whatever the XPath that we have written here, the last one, even this belongs to register page only, because if we hover here, then we will click on alerts. So where we are still in the register page itself. So once we click on alerts, we are on the alerts page. So this particular XPath that we have written, this belongs to alerts page. So whenever we are making use of page object model, the page object model will help us. It creates a separate Java class for each page of the application under test, encapsulating the page element and behavior. That means whenever we are making use of page object model, we have to create a separate class for the locators, for the XPath that belongs to that particular page only, and it will contains only the XPath which belongs to that particular page. For example, like this. Okay, let us try to create a page object model. So in order to create a page object model, we have to make use of one particular package. Right click, new, other. Let me try to create one package. Okay, I'll try to create one package. Next, let me try to give the name as pages. Okay, and let me try to click on finish. So this created a pages package. Now what is page object model? It creates a separate Java class for each page of the application under test, right? So for that we have to create a classes inside this, new, other, and a class, right? Next, and here we have to create what page? We have to create register page. Okay, finish. So this one page we have created. Now what is the other page that we have? We have alerts page. So for that we have to right click, new, others, class, next, and let us try to create which page? Alerts page, right? Alerts page, like this. Okay, and we have to click on finish. Now this particular register page will contain only the locators that belongs to register page, right? So what are those locators now? The locators are this, right? Only the locators, not the operation. Send keys and all we should not write. Only the locators. So for this, Control C, Control X, and we have to go to register page and we have to write it here, like this. Okay. And next we have to make use of what is the next XPath? The next XPath is this driver.by.xpath.send keys. We have to copy. Let me try to cut and let me try to add it here. This is register page XPath, right? Like this. Okay. And what else we have? We have this particular XPath. Correct. This also belongs to register page only. So let me try to add it here. Okay. And what all we have next? We have the register page with respect to this. Alerts also belongs to that particular page only. So for that as well, I'll take use of this. I think I've already taken alerts. Switch to I have taken. So now let me try to take this as well. Okay. So this also belongs to register page, right? And what are belongs to alerts page? This particular XPath belongs to alerts page, right? So let me try to copy this and let me try to paste it in alerts page, like this. Okay. So now what did we do? We separated the locators that belong to that particular page in that particular page class. So this is known as an page object model, where we will be writing the locators that belong to that page in that particular class only. Okay. Now we cannot write this particular XPath which belongs to alerts page in register page. We should not write. We should write only the XPath that we will be writing for the register page. For this particular page, whatever the XPath we will be having, all those XPaths will be written in this page only, in this Java class only. And whatever the XPath that we will be writing for this alerts, we have to make use of this alerts page Java to write those web elements, or to write those particular XPath locators one and the same. Okay. So if suppose tomorrow you create one more some other test which includes some other pages. For example, this let us try to take Windows. Suppose you are writing some test cases that related to Windows test cases. Then what we will do? We will create one more page class like this, which will be given Windows name, and all the XPath that belongs to Windows page will be written in that particular class only. Okay. So this is known as an page object model. Now what are the key concepts? Page object model separates the test logic from the page structure, making tests more readable, reusable, and maintainable. Let us see how. Okay. See, suppose if we are writing everything here, right? Suppose we have written, let us try to consider again that we will be writing all the XPath here only. we are not writing in like this kind of separate pages. Okay, so let me try to take this, Control C, and let me try to navigate here, Control V. Okay, suppose consider we are writing the first name also in the step def, we are writing last name also in the step def. Okay, and suppose we are writing the switch to that we have taken. So suppose consider we are writing this also in the register step def, right? And the what is the other thing that we have taken? We have taken with respect to alerts. Suppose consider we are writing this alerts also here. Okay, biotext bar dot click right here. Okay, and whatever the alert space that we have taken, consider if we are writing here only in one particular step def, then you can see here the maintenance of the code will be difficult, right? Because if suppose tomorrow someone changes the XPath for alerts, for example, tomorrow someone changes the XPath, the dev team changes the XPath for this particular alerts button, dev team changes, then what you have to do, you have to find where is that particular alerts. Okay, it is not here, it is not. So if here it is only simple lines of code, it is only 38 lines of code, but if we are having 1000 lines of code, then we have to search in different places where all alerts button is present, and we have to replace. That will be a tedious job, right? To in order to avoid that, we have made use of page object model. Now as we have made use of page object model, what we will be doing is we'll be going to that particular page. Okay, where is that alert? Okay, it is here. Let me try to change it. I'll change something like this, done. So wherever it is used in the step def, all those places will be used with the new XPath that we have changed, right? So that is an advantage. Maintenance of the code is easier in the case of page object model, right? We can easily change in one single place, and we can try to refer the same inside the step def, which we will see by using page factory. Okay, so this is known as an page object model, right? And what is the other advantage? The other advantage is readable. See, for every particular XPath, we will be giving one particular name, right? See, if we are not giving, we have to identify like this. How we can identify? This is first name. Okay, this might be a first name XPath. This is last name. Oh, this might be a last name XPath. But there might be some XPath which will not have this kind of placeholders, where we will be confused that which XPath this is, right? Which XPath, which element this particular XPath belongs to on the web page. Will be confused, will not be clear. So in order to avoid that, in order to make it in a much readable and much easier way for the maintenance, we have introduced page object model in Selenium. Okay, so in order to achieve this kind of page object model, we make use of page factory. Okay, so what is page object model? It is a design pattern in Selenium which is used for automating UI tests. It creates separate Java class for each page of the application under test, encapsulating the page element and behavior in that particular class. Whereas page factory is a class in Selenium that supports the page object model design pattern. It helps initialize web elements defined in a page class using @find by annotations, making code more readable, maintainable, and efficient. So what is page factory? Page factory helps us in creating the page object model or establishing the page object model. Now let us try to understand how it supports. Okay, how it supports. So in order to create the page object model by using page factory, there are few configurational changes that we have to do as part of the framework. Okay, so let us try to do those changes. So first, in order to do those changes, we have to first separate the creation or the initialization of the driver, right? How we are creating the driver here? We are creating the driver like this, because if you see in the register page, we are seeing this error, right? That where is this driver coming from? Correct? If suppose like even after writing click or something like this, okay, even then you will see this driver issue. See, the driver issue is not gone because we have to make some configurational changes for our framework in order to have the page object design pattern, because the driver instance is not available for this particular page, right? So where our page factory helps us in achieving that particular configuration, where we can try to create page object model by using page factory in the BDD Cucumber framework. Now let us see how to set up page object model by using page factory in a BDD Cucumber framework. Okay, so for that, first let us try to separate this particular driver configuration that we have done from the step definition class. Okay, so for that, what I will do, I'll try to create one particular package. Okay, I'll try to create, okay, let us not create separate package. Let me try to write it in this step definition only. Okay, so what I will do, I will create one class. Right click, new, others, and class. Okay, one class I will create. I'll give the name for this particular class as driver factory. Okay, I'll give it as driver factory, where we are trying to set up the browser driver, right? So let me try to create this particular class. Now in this particular class, once we have created, we have to set up the browser driver, right? In our case, it is a Chrome. So let us try to set up that. So for that, what I will do, I'll try to create one particular private static web driver. Okay, so this is called as an singleton class, where we are trying to create only one object. Okay, for this particular web driver. So now first thing what I have to do, as I have to set up the driver, so I'm taking it as private static web driver, one particular variable I have taken for the driver, and then I'll try to create one method. The method is public. Let me try to create this. One particular static method, and the return type will be web driver for this, because we want the web driver to set up. And let me try to give the name for this particular method as get driver. Okay, so this is the particular method where we'll be trying to set up the browser driver. Okay, now what I will do is, like, I'll try to check if the particular driver that I have used, if it is equal to null, only then try to create the new instance of the web driver. Okay, so that is, if it is not equal to null, then what I have to do, I have to just return the driver. Okay, because if it is created one time, then I am not creating the instance another time, because it is not needed. Okay, so for that, first what I will do, I'll try to check if the driver is equal to null, then create, or else return the existing driver object that we have. Okay, so here what I'll do is, I'll try to set up the browser driver. So for that, we can make use of the same steps that we are using here. So this is the steps that we are using, right? I'll try to cut and I'll try to paste it over here. Okay, are we doing the same thing here? Are we setting up the browser setup? The first we will be doing the Chrome driver setup, then we are trying to initiate the Chrome driver. Then whatever the Chrome driver we have initiated, we have to return. So that will help us in returning that particular driver that we have instantiated, right? So we have created the web driver, right? So as we have created this particular web driver, now let us try to navigate to, let us try to create one more. Okay, this will help us in setting up the browser driver and returning the driver instance, right? So we have created a singleton class where only one object can be created, and it can be accessed only with the help of this particular method only. Okay, so once we have created the web driver, now we have separated the initialization of the web driver from the step definition package, right? So we have separated. Here we are just trying to use this particular driver for launching the website, correct? Now what is the next step? The next step is, here it is null, because we are not setting new Chrome driver. Web driver is equals to new Chrome driver. We are not setting it, right? So let us try to set that. In order to set that, let me try to call this particular method, that is driver factory dot get driver method. So that will help us in like this. Okay, driver factory dot get driver method, right? So what this will do now, this will, while initialization, the execution starts from this particular line. So first time it will go to this particular method and it will try to set up the browser. So browser will be launched. Next, our step def comes into existence and it will try to enter this particular website by using the driver instance. Okay, So now we have separated the initialization of the driver in this particular from this particular step def class, and we have created here, right? So this will help us in creating the browser driver instance. Once it is created, it will pass to step def package. Now why did we do this is, whenever we want a page object model to be set up, we want to, with the help of page factory, we have to pass the driver instance, right? In order to pass that particular driver instance to the constructor, we have created this particular method. So once this is created, now let us try to set up the page object model. So for that, we will be making use of page factory. So page factory provides different methods. Okay, it provides methods like init elements. Okay, what is the method that the page factory provides? It provides page factory dot init elements as the method. So now we have to locate this particular web elements, right? So for that, I'll try to make use of first let me try to create WebDriver instance, because it is required for every page. Okay, so I'll try to create the WebDriver. Then I'll make use of @find by. Okay, find by we have to use in order to locate each XPath. Find by is an annotation which will help us in locating each XPath. So instead of writing driver.find element, we'll just make use of @find by, and we'll try to specify what kind of by dot element that we are using. We are using by dot XPath. So we'll use this. Control X, and we'll write it here. And what is the name for this particular XPath? The name that we have to give is, we have to give name as web element, as it is trying to return as web element. So web element of first name. Easy to understand what is the XPath for this? This is an first name XPath. Okay, this is an first name XPath. Okay, I have to remove this and I have to add it here like this. Okay, so this XPath belongs to what? First name. Similarly, we have to write for last name, switch to, and alerts. So what is first thing? @find by is an annotation. @find by, and then we have to make use of XPath is equals to this, and then we have to make use of this particular XPath. So what is the name for this web element? This web element is last name, right? So this is last name, like this. And what is switch to? Switch to is one more XPath. So let me try to copy twice, one for switch to and one for alerts. Okay, so I'll copy this, Control X, and I'll try to paste it here, and I'll take this as well, Control X, and I'll try to paste it here, right? So this is switch to, right? And this is alerts, right? This is alerts. So now we have created a page object model. No, we have created a part of the page object model, right? Now let us try to make use of page factory in order to initiate the page object model, right? So for that, we have to make use of constructor. Okay, so let me try to create a public constructor, and it is register page, right? It is a register page, right? So this is a particular constructor. With this constructor, we'll always take a web driver as an argument, because we have to pass a web driver for this page, web driver instance for each pages, so that it locates on the UI. So this will be like this, and then we'll be make use of this dot driver is equals to driver. Okay, so this driver, whatever we have created, should be given to this particular driver. Once it is done, we have to make use of page factory. Page factory dot init elements. This is the one. So this will help us for providing the mechanism for finding the elements. Okay, init elements we have to make use of, and then we have to make use of driver, and then we have to make use of this. Okay, so this is how we will be creating a page object model with the help of page factory, right? We have created a page object model. Now similarly, we have to create a page object model for alerts page as well, right? So for that, I'll try to copy this. I'll go here. I'll try to paste it here. Okay, and then we have to make use of constructor, right? So let me try to make use of constructor, and let me try to add it over here. So here it is an alerts page instead of register page. So let me try to change, and then we have to make use of @find by, right? So at the rate find by like this. I think WebDriver, let also try to copy, and inside the alerts, okay, we already have, but still, okay. And here we are trying to make use of this particular XPath. So I'll try to paste it over here, and this XPath belongs to button, alert button, right? So let me try to give it as alert button. So this is how we will be creating an page object model. Now, is our page object model contains only the locators that belongs to that particular page, right? So this particular register page contains only the locators which belongs to register page, and this particular alerts page contains only the locators that belongs to alerts page, right? So this we have done. Now let us try to call this particular locators in the register step def. So how to call this? So now in order to call that particular step definitions, what we have to do is we have to first create an object. Create an object for what page? For register page, right? So let me try to copy and let me try to make use of register, right? Like this. Register page, I'll give one particular reference. Rec page is equals to new register page, and this will take the web driver. So the driver we already have. So let me pass the driver like this. And I think we have to import. So let me try to import like this. Okay. So now what we have to do, we have to make use of send keys, right, for the first name. So now we can make use of object that we have created, register page dot first name, right, dot first name. Okay, register rec page dot, okay, just a minute guys. Oh, one thing here, we have just created, right, but it is not public. Okay, so let me try to create this default as public, okay, so that it is available for all the particular packages. Okay, and similarly let us try to create public here as well, or else we can do one more thing, we can create getters and we can access it. Okay, or else we can make use of all the locators public and also we can access. Okay, why I was not able to access? Because this was declared as default. That's the reason I was not able to access. Now dot first name, right, dot send keys like this. And what was the name? Suresh. Suresh was the name, right? And similarly I will create for last name, control C, and let me try to make use of this dot, instead of first name let me try to give it as last name like this. Okay, and similarly we have to make use of other things. We have created here for driver dot find element for switch to, right? So now let me try to replace this particular switch to, and okay, let me try to delete this. Let me directly make it here, register page dot switch to, right? This is the XPath. So it will try to hover over on switch to, right? And this is alerts button. So now let me try to make use of alerts, where we are trying to perform a click which comes from register page dot alerts like this, right? Click. Now we have to switch to which page? We have to switch to alerts page, right? So for this alerts page, let me try to create one more object in the step def. Okay, so similar to kind of this. Okay, instead of register page, I have to make use of alerts page object. So I'll try to just replace like this, and instead of rec page, I'll make use of alerts page. Okay, and let us try to import. And now alerts page dot that particular button we have to perform a click, right? So let me try to remove this, alerts page dot alert button dot click. Is it easy to read? Readable is an advantage in the case of page object model. See, this is first name, we are trying to perform send keys, last name we are trying to perform send keys, and here we are trying to hover over switch to particular button. Here we are clicking on alerts button, here we are clicking on okay, here we are trying to click on alert, and here alert button, and here we are trying to click on alerts button, right? Easy to read, and maintenance is also easy, because if suppose tomorrow you are using this first name somewhere here, right, it is only 2 times, but if you have written like this kind of first name 10 places, you have to find 10 places and you have to replace the XPath. But now you just have to go to that particular page, change the XPath. wherever it is used, it will be changed. You don't have to change in all the places wherever we have written, right? So this is known as an page object model, and page object model can be achieved with the help of page factory. Okay, and in order to make use of the reference available for the driver, we have created this driver factory, okay, which will help us in providing the instance of the drivers. So that is known as an page factory, and the key concept is part of the Selenium. Okay, uses annotations like @ find by, find all, etc. Okay, initializes the element using page factory.init elements, and these are all the benefits like faster execution, better readability. Those are all the advantages. Okay, now let us try to execute. Let us see how it works. The step def that we have created. So this is the feature. Right click, run as Cucumber feature. Oh, sorry. We have to execute from runner. So let me navigate to the runner. Runner is here. Runner test. And what is the okay? Right click, run as JU. Okay. So first it will try to launch the website. Then it will make use of register page locators to enter first name, last name. Then it will make use of the alerts to hover over and click on alerts. Then it will try to navigate to the alerts page and click on one particular button, right? So it has launched the web page. It will try to enter first name and the last name. It is loading because we have used get, hence it is waiting. Once that is done, it will try to enter Suresh. It will try to enter Kapoor. It hovered on switch to. It should click on alerts. Okay. One issue we got. Let us try to see what is the issue. The issue is no such element exception, unable to locate div text is equals to alert. So this is a no such element exception. Let us see whether it is a valid one or what. Inspect. Okay, and let me try to locate that particular element. Control F, Control V. It will come once we click on alerts, right? So this is the element, and we have alerts. Oh, sorry. Instead of div, we have to make use of anchor tag. That's the reason it is failed. So let me try to change the XPath. Instead of that, we have to make it as a tag. Anchor tag it is. So here we have make use of a. Okay, and let me try to re-execute one more time the same test. Runner test. Right click, run as Java application. Sorry, right click, run as JUnit test, because we have configured BDD Cucumber in JUnit. So that's the reason we are executing the particular runner class with the help of JUnit. If we have configured with the help of testng, then we have to give it as run as testng. Okay, so it has launched. It will enter first name, it will enter last name, then it will try to hover over on switch to, yes, and it should click the button to display an alert box. Okay, so I think it is waiting. Let us see it will click or what. It is still loading. Okay, it is still loading, might be that's the reason. Okay, so let us wait until the page is loaded. Yeah, it has loaded. Loading is complete. Yes, it clicked on button to display an alert box, right? You can see it here. Correct. So this is an basically how we can achieve the page object model. See, everything is passed, no failures, right? So this is an advantage with respect to the page object model, right? So this is a register page that we have created, and this is the alerts page that we have created. Clear, guys? So this is how we can achieve page object model by using page factory in BDD Cucumber framework, and this will be the configuration part with respect to the page factory that we have seen.